the overall result today, please?
About the result, frustrating. Very frustrating to lose points, and we lost already too many points this season. So we know we don't have credit in the bank. We knew we don't have credit in the bank. In that way, about the performance, the second half, I've seen what I want to see of my team. How I want to see how we play football, how I want to see how we press, how we create chances, how we don't concede chances. So everything was there, only not the second goal to make, and that's the frustrating thing after this evening. First half, I was not satisfied. I didn't see enough braveness, enough movement, and enough initiative of the team. So we need to show more about what we did in the second half, and that's what we need to show more in the future.
Can you put your finger on why you weren't happy with the first half performance? So what were your team lacking? Why is that the case?
Some players not available enough and not enough quality on the ball. Losing 2 easy balls, giving too many bad passes, or not being available. And that was a big change in the second half. Danny and Yanis gave a good impact in that way. So I'm happy that they're back in the squad after a long time not being at the club. So that impacted our game, that we see much more what we want to see.
You said about not having credit in the bank. But the full-time whistle, there was some boos, but there were also plenty of empty seats.
No, I speak about the points. We lose too many points. We're not where we want to be as a club. And we knew that before this game. So in that way, it's 2 points again lost that we cannot lose. Last season, these kind of games we won every time, even when it was difficult. We could push things over the line. Today, I cannot say anything about second half, about the way the team pushed. And there was also a really good goalkeeper on the other side today, who was important in a few really good saves in that way. But we need to show more the level of the second half, much more.
Philippe, fans are losing faith in yourself and the performances, which seem to be getting worse on a weekly basis. You've seen the reaction of the fans today at half-time and full-time booing again.
Yeah.
What do you say to them that are losing faith and want change?
I agree with the first half. In the second half, I think fans see what they want to see, and they know also if they see this from the team 90 minutes, we're going to win again a lot of games. We're working very hard on that with the squad to get that kind of football again and to make it better. Like I said, Danny comes back from a long-term injury. He had his first minutes a couple of weeks ago. It's step by step that he needs to take his minutes. The same with Yanis after not being available for the squad for a long time. And it's with other players the same. I've heard also in the second half that the fans were behind the team and not booing in the second half. In halftime, yes, and deservedly, because it was not good in the first half, and you get a goal against, that makes things also worse, of course. Could have been perfectly 0-0 at halftime also.
We've sat here a lot of times at half-time and full-time when the reaction's been like that, and it's been a game of two halves. Can you explain why it's not quite went right and you're forced into making those changes? Do you think then you've got to look at who you're starting and things like that?
Yeah, of course, but it was not every time with the same players also. We're working on that to make this squad more consistent. You see also players growing who are longer here, who are getting better in the way we want to play football. In that way, Václav is also an exponent in that way. That's normal, but we should have took along the way more points. These kind of games, you cannot lose points if you have so many chances more than the opponent, if you have so much more possession as the opponent. You need to win. So you need to push those moments over the line, and we didn't do that today.
Philippe, you said you've lost too many points. Can you understand the fans have given up on the title already in this early in the season?
That's fans can think what they want, and that's their right also. I never give up if something is not possible. And I see also what I see in the second half. Everybody sees also what they see in the second half. We need to have that level much more in the next couple of months and take much more points. Of course, it's a big gap. And you don't know what other teams, how many points they lose along the way. But we need to get more points. And you see also, if you play like you played in the second half, you will get more points. But we need to put that as a standard for the team, for everybody. That's what I said in the dressing room also.
I think there was a lot of injury breaks, especially in the second half. How frustrating was that to try and build a bit of fluidity in the team?
Yeah, they said before the game they came to annoy us. So they used that part to stop the game in moments. I think the referee was excellent today also in managing the game. You cannot do much more about that. I think my players were also good in that way, that they didn't go in the discussion, in the talking about those things, but they were only busy with football and try to score more goals and to win this game. So that part of the game we don't have control on, so I'm not busy with that also.
How do you explain the first half performance in terms of the lack of urgency? Is that an attitude problem?
No, it's not attitude. It's more thinking too much, not enough initiative, and also an opponent that at that moment, that's also part of the story, is more fresh in the game. You see all over the world in the first half, it's more difficult to create open chances because opponents are more fresh and they can run all the distances and they can get into all the duels. And second half, you see also a lot of players from Dundee United getting tired because they had to run a lot before. So in that way, that's also a little bit normal. But still, we lost too many balls that we cannot lose in the first half, that the quality on the ball was not good enough. And for sure, the goal we can never concede in that way. Not with an easy cross, but for sure not with the contact in the box.
Philippe,
Last one, Josh.
Are you seeing enough in the performances, maybe not the results, but are you seeing enough that convinces you the results will change?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. 100%. If we play like we play in the second half, we will win a lot of games. But it needs to be every time like that. And we need to create a team and a mentality and a culture also to have that every 3 days. For a lot of boys, it's new. They need to step in that culture because that's what Razor is about.
Thanks, guys.